Hello. Here we have Unreal Engine that's sending DMX signal to IKEA smart lights. And for that one, we need Unreal Engine that's sending DMX. We need Node.js that's actually interpreting signal and can translate it to smart light home hub. And basically that's it. So let's see how I did this. In order to do that, we have a couple of things that we need to install. We need to install Node.js. We need to install Node-RED, and I personally prefer to test out DMX signals in OpenLight architecture and OpenLight architectures that I set up on my Raspberry Pi. But of course you can skip this step and you don't need that, but it's convenient, and yeah, I would advise to use this one. Anyway, first thing first, we need to install Node.js, and I'm trying to go according to Unreal Engine documentation that we need to install Node.js minimum version 0.8 and maximum version 14.15.5. But I know that I am working with version 20.18 and it was working fine for me. And I tried some time ago with a newer version, but then my web remote control interface wasn't working. So that's why I'm just sticking with version 20.18. So where you can get it, just download it from nodejs.org, and there's previous releases. Control F 20.18 and this one, find MSI file and 64-bit, as I have 64-bit computer, so I already have downloaded, so that's why I downloaded and installed it, so that's why I don't need those files anymore. But yeah, that's easy. Just double click on MSI file. Let's remove this one, and Node-RED. It's great open source tool, and it's used for lots of different kind of applications, and it's as it's open source, there's a huge community, and people are giving great advices and information how to actually use it. So yeah, definitely dig deep into this one and try to use it for your works. But in order to install this, actually, I have installed already on my Raspberry Pi, but for reminding myself how to actually do these steps, I'm recording this video, and we'll do this together, and we'll do this on my Windows workstation. And using CMD, as they say here, using CMD, press Ctrl-C and copy this command, and maybe you don't need this if you already know that you have Node.js installed, but anyway. Start CMD and run as administrator. Do you want to make changes? Yes. Okay. Most important thing is don't press Ctrl-V. Okay. Ctrl-V. Ctrl-V works. Ctrl-C doesn't work. Okay. Ctrl-V works. Press enter. Okay. I can see I have version 20.18. Then actually to install Node-RED, I have to paste this command. It will take a couple of seconds. So I know that it's already installed. I just tried it out some time ago on my machine, and I know it's installed, and you should have similar messages. This kind of 49 packages are looking for funding, run npm, fund details. Yeah, anyway, to actually check if it's working, we need to type next command, Node-RED, and it's actually launching Node-RED, and we can see the version Node.js 20.18, and we can see where it's set up and everything else, and we can see on which port it is on localhost. Oh yeah, don't press Ctrl-C, as I said. Is it because it's stopping previous commands? So select what you need, right mouse button click, Control T, Control V, and enter. I already had something inside, so this is what you should get: empty project. And you can instead of typing in 127.0.0.1, maybe it's easier to type in localhost and then port number, and it's gonna go to same location. Anyway, that's what's easier to remember. Sometimes localhost is just easier to read it out than spell it. And we will need a couple of palettes. Palettes? That's how they're called. Manage palette, yeah. Manage palette install, and I'm using IKEA Dirigera. I don't know, it's already installed for me. Artnet. Artnet installing. Artnet in, Artnet out, okay. So I think we have everything that we need. And we are ready to set up our first flow. I think it's called flow. So first thing is that we need to actually test out this, if we can reach our IKEA hub. And let's create a new config, press plus, and you need to find out your IP address. IP address, I usually just go to my router and check it there, because I don't know other ways how to test it. So I can see IKEA gateway, and I have IP is this one, 192.168.1.9. Paste it in, autofill, optional name, tutorial IKEA. And to get this access code, we need to press this button in next 60 seconds. As soon as I clicked on the button, it automatically appeared here. Click add, tutorial IKEA. Great. Deploy, close, and here we can choose specific device. I have some strange naming conventions, but I know that I want to control this light. You can choose from the list whichever light you want to control. And just to test out things, we can inject something inside there and see on debugger what we get out from there. And we have to click actually debug messages, and before clicking inject we need to click deploy, and as soon as I click here, I start to see what we have here. Okay, we have all the information that we need, and we have all the attributes, capabilities. We can see what kind of things that this light can receive. Custom name is on, light level, color temperature, and everything else. Well, everything else, only these 4 things. Great. We have everything that we need. And we can actually read existing information. That's light level, how bright it is it on or off, and etc. To make a quick test, we can inject the message to see if we can actually control the correct light and everything is working correctly. So let's take inject, and change this to string payload, and we need boolean, message topic boolean, and let's say false and is on. Done. And this one switch to true. Let's deploy this one. Is on. So there is some problem. Is on true. Is on true. Topic payload. Payload. Done. Apply. Is on false. Great. And here we can see live camera feed. Click on is on false, is on true, and we are controlling the correct light. All is fine. Great, 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 great. But we want to actually control that with DMX. And for that one, we need artnet in, and universe. I will choose universe number 1. Done, and we can plug this to debugger to see if we receive something. Not properly set up. Name. No IP. Bind to all IPs. Update. On deploy. Yeah. It's sometimes it's easy to forget all the steps, but it was pretty much intuitive. We needed to edit a controller, create a new controller, and then edit and actually make sure that we are having this multicast option, so it's receiving from all IPs, not only from specific IP, and all good. So let's remove all these previous debuggers, and for this one I like to use this open light architecture. I will show you why. So this is installed on my Raspberry Pi. And we need IP. This is open light architecture default IP address. And here we are. Dial 2 tabs, so we can have both of them. Universe number 1. It's called with test. Great naming. Okay. And we want to change something. And we see that we are receiving information. That's great. delete all. Of course, in order to test that out in Unreal Engine, we can quickly set it up in Unreal Engine too. Okay. We of course have to make sure that we have enabled necessary plugins. I'm just enabling everything that's with the DMX. Viber mode, maybe we don't need it, but let's keep it on. And ArtNet. No, we didn't have plugins for ArtNet. So we should be ready to go. Let's create subfolder DMX and DMX control console, DMX library. I think that's all we needed. New DMX library. Let's add fixture. Select fixture. Okay, fixture types. New fixture type. IKEA intensity. We will control with DMX right now only intensity. Add mode. Add function. Intensity. Intensity 8 bits. Yes. And let's save it all. Let's use this one and DMX library. Yeah, we needed to add fixture patch. Let's leave it to number 2. Yep, we can receive the information as well, as we can see. From Unreal Engine, channel 2, values 169, and the last value that's here is channel number 2, value 113. And let's stop it, and if we stop it, we don't receive information anymore. So that's why I prefer to use this open light architecture, because it's easier to use for testing out. So we can close this one. It was a bit chaotic how I set it up, but in general you need to create new fixture type, and for this instance I'm using only intensity, so that's why I need only one function, and I need to actually patch it to whichever place I want, and I have to make sure that I'm setting up in correct universe, and to change universe we need to actually go inside the project settings and choose which universe we want to have. but for test purposes, you can stick with Unreal Engine, but for me it's easier to use this OpenLight architecture. Let's save this one and let's close this one. So let's close this one and let's go into this console. Yeah, we're constantly receiving this this information, so that's why let's stick with this. Let's minimize it a little bit so it's easier to make this flow. Okay, so great. Right now we have ArtNet coming in, and we want to connect it with our IKEA lights. So how to do that? If I'm just gonna plug this here, it's not gonna work. Yeah, there's bugs and problems. We need to actually translate this incoming ArtNet signal to something that IKEA is understanding, and I know it's understanding values as light intensity. Apply. Successfully injected, and we need to have light intensity and remote links from attributes, light level. Okay, we can receive light level, not light intensity. Yeah. So it's always good that this option that you can click on this inject and read and debugger what you actually can receive. And there is actually this documentation that will help out if you're stuck somewhere. It's on all these nodes. Inject, Derigera, debugger, ArtNet. Amazing. Really intuitive. Okay. So. Let's deploy this, and we can see that we are receiving channel 1 value 255, channel 2, yeah. Okay. So in order to translate this DMX signal to something that IKEA can understand, I will use a function and by no means I'm programmer. So that's why my code might be messy, might be faulty, might be wrong, but that's I know that it worked for me. So let's I'm just sticking with this one. So we need to create a if statement because we just need to do some actions if we are actually receiving messages from ArtNet, and we need to make sure that payload buckets come on 0 and channel is number 1, then we need to extract messages. So this is a bit confusing, I know. We see that we have a message payload, we have buckets, and we want to have bucket 0, and we want to channel 1. So then we need to extract it. So we can call it extracted value equals with message payload buckets 0 dot value. So we want to have that value, and we need to assign this as our payload, this extracted value. And we need to set as topic something that IKEA understands. And we found out that it I have some I have different language for this keyboard, so that's why hard to find these quotation marks. And we need light level. Okay. All should be fine. All should be fine. Let's deploy this one, and so let's clear out everything. Complete everything. Okay. Okay. So let's deploy again. I need only this function coming in debugger. Deploy all. Heyo. Okay, so we can see that we have these light values coming in. Well, not light values. We have DMX coming in, and we are translating it to as light level. Great. So this is this message that's this is this function that's changing that. Maybe we need to change the function name, but yeah. Okay, let's do that. DMX to light level. Done. Deploy. And let's delete this one. Of course, if we're gonna change in this same universe DMX value number 2, then it shouldn't change anything. Okay, I realized what was my mistake. So as we can see, if we are changing values in DMX console on slot number 1, slot port, I forgot what was the name. It was universe 1 and DMX channel 1, and then we get the values that we need. But we are receiving payloads that we don't need because we're not addressing them here. And if we're gonna put them right into this IKEA, it might confuse it, might not, but we just, for sake of sanity, let's make sure that we don't receive them. So that's why we need to make new if statement, and not sure if this is the most efficient way how to tackle this, but if the payload bucket length will be greater than 0, then return value will be 0. Payload buckets length greater than 0, then we need to close this one, and if it's fine, but for this one we actually need else return null. So should be correct. I don't know, only one way to test out. Done, deploy. Okay, and if we change to channel 1, then we are receiving values. It's fine. And if we change to channel number 2, then we don't get anything. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Great. So we don't have any unnecessary data coming in. So what happens when we plug this one straight into this IKEA controller? Deploy, close. Okay. Okay, so now I have a camera feed on my light, and you can see what happens when we change those values. We are actually changing the brightness. Amazing. We make it brighter, we make it darker. Great. But if we go over value 100, then we are having problems, because IKEA doesn't understand values from more than 100. So that's why we need to fit these values in range. So let's clamp those values. Range. Okay, so from 0 to 255 is equals to 1 to 100. Done. Deploy. Okay. Close. What happens when we change it now? Attributes does not match. Payload. Light level. Close. Yeah. In fit range, we need to change this one. And there's still some errors because we are still receiving something that we don't need. Deploy. Okay, maybe it's getting a bit late for me, but that's why I'm having some brain farts, but we need this. Yeah, this needs to be payload and scale the message property, and it was correct. Then we need to round these values and it should be fine. Deploy. Yeah. So it needs to be message payload, scale message property, round results to nearest integer, and from 1 to 100. Done. Perfect. So, but of course, what's happening now is that when we switch those values quickly, it's sometimes not doing what I want. It's not, yeah, you see, it's I go to the values. If I quickly change those values, it doesn't follow up because it has just too many data coming in. So that's why I would like to limit it, because as we can see, it's if I, let's say, if I delete all these debugs and I change the values, see how quickly it's changing. A bit too much data. So that's why I want to limit it. I want to limit it, so that's why I will put trigger node, and for this one, yeah, let's put it here. Send nothing. Wait for I don't know, let's try 100 milliseconds. I don't remember what was what would be better. And the original message object. No, the latest message object. The latest message object. Extend delay when the new message arrives. Done. Apply. Okay. Let's see if the delay is not too big. Oh, let's set 10. It should be fine. As we can see, we still get quite a lot of data coming in, but I don't see any more of this bugginess. Perfect, 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 perfect. That's all we need for now. So we already have DMX controllable IKEA Lite. That's great. And if we want to update the code, let's say we want channel number 2, and we want color temperature, but I forgot already what was this name for it. So that's why let's inject something so we can read it. What is the name of it? Apply. Attributes, not attributes, okay. Color temperature, okay. 2202 kelvins. Color temperature minimum 4000. Color temperature maximum. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Can receive color temperature. Let's update to this color temperature. Okay. Done. We need to fit inside different range. So color temperature minimum is target range. Okay, will be interesting to see how it looks like, because can make sense, right? Brain part. Okay. Okay. Let's update this flow like this, and search there. Okay. Oh, let's ignore this one. Okay, moment of truth. This is channel number 1. We are changing brightness. Perfect. Channel number 2. We are changing temperature. Amazing. As you can see, it's getting colder, warmer. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So yeah, but there is other problem that IKEA lights value, the lowest value doesn't mean it's turned off. So that's why we might need to, if we want to turn off the lights when the DMX value is set to 0, then we will need to extend range to target minimum from 0 to 100. Done, deploy, close. But of course we receive error message. And that's understandable because IKEA light can't understand light intensity 0. Here where we have information about that. Okay, so I am not sure if this is written what range it can be, but so anyway, for that one we will need to create a new function where we will state if the value is 0, then it should send a message that it is turned off. So that is if message payload is equal with 0, then message payload equals false, and message topic is on. So in theory it should be like that. Once we have message payload equals 0, then it will send it will say to turn off this light. Okay, done. Let's try it out, deploy. And we have camera feed. Yeah, we can make it brighter, we can make it darker, and let's go to 0, and it's off. But we can't turn it on anymore. So that means that we need to deploy debugger, close. Let's change values and see what's happening. Message payload number 58 and everything else. So that means that we are receiving messages, but there is, yeah, it needs to send the information that it needs to be actually turned on. So that's why let's create a new function. I'm just copy pasting the same function. Come on, and putting it here. And if the message payload is greater than 0, then it should send a message that it's true. Is on true. Done. Deploy. Yeah, it's going brighter, darker, and off. Last message, boolean is on, false. I personally don't like that it's having such a strange delay, and I have to put this kind of a strange workaround about it, so it's maybe someone else has some better ideas how to set it up correctly, because as I said, I'm by no means programmer. So that's why this definitely is a silly way to do that. But it works, kind of, because there's still a little bit delay when you turn it off and on. There's a delay. Maybe there's a delay because of this IKEA light, I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah, because it's on false. Is on false. Is on false. Yeah, at what moment it's sending a message that it should be on? Is on false, okay. Okay, let's just turn everything to 100. Oh, yeah. We need debugger here, not there. That's why we don't see this message. Oh, yeah, message is on. Okay. Message is on, true. Yeah, there will be sending so many messages that it should be on. That it's it might be bugging out because of that. I'm just going a little bit freestyle now, so that's why it's might be yeah, I'm going off the script as they say, so that's why it's things might break right now. I'm just testing out, and message on, true. So yeah, for this function, I need to figure out some better approach. So maybe it's better to skip this step for now, just to be amazed about the light turning on and off. I mean, turning brighter and darker. But this still needs some kind of work on it. Anyway, I'm pretty much happy about the result right now. So that is good. But now we need to actually test it from Unreal Engine. So at the end in Unreal Engine, I decided to use that in Blueprint, and for that I need just send DMX to output port, and we need to make a map, and that's basically everything that we need. Maybe there's some better way, maybe not, but this works for me, and for debugging purposes, it's a good option to enable in plugins live link. It's already enabled for me, and in live link is a good option because we can add component, live link controller, component controller on live link updates. Let's create this event, and let's plug this in here. Compile, save, and what is it gonna do? It's gonna send intensity constantly. So it's good for testing out to make sure that I am on the correct channel, and then it's working fine. Let's add pin. Let's let's say channel 3. Value, compile, save, and you see it automatically added these channels. And for debugging purposes, it's quite cool because in the video that I was showing, I actually used this on component being an overlap. So that is box and on being overlap. Then I'm setting light intensity to point light. That is my blueprint, and forgot to mention that this definitely needed to be added. And DMX. Here we have it, and then we have to set up this DMX library that we created, and fixture patch as well. DMX library, fixture patch, pixels. Something a bit random, but yeah, basically we need this send DMX output part. Compile, save, and now I will switch back to on component being overlapped. Compile, save. Okay, yeah, this was wrong level. 30% max. I select them. Yep. Now it was updated the blueprint, and it updated for channel 2, 3, 4. And if I'm gonna step here, it's updating the channel 1, and it's actually turning on live for me. And this blueprint is not updated yet, so let's do this. What I did was on component being overlapped, I don't need anything from here, and I just need to send value to 0, compile, save, close this one, play back, channel 1, my light is on, channel 2, 3, 4, and everything is off. Great.